let's talk about Legends of Runeterra and is it dying? And yes and no, this is like a really not one-sided question. And to answer this, Legends of Runeterra is actually not dying, but it's not growing either. Why is that? Well, Legends of Runeterra was actually made for the longer term, so it's actually the first game to actually step into the market, you know, to the mobile market and fight Hearthstone. So they're not gonna give up on the game, but it's definitely not growing from, you know, from the expansions. It's kind of stagnating. It's not getting new players, not getting old players. Right now it has 1,000 viewers on Twitch, and it's gonna take some time. So it's gonna take 2 years for Legends of Runeterra to actually establish. So there are two possibilities to this side of the story. Either Legends of Runeterra thrives and does really well, or it dies off. Could happen either way, and a lot of people are actually sticking to it. A lot of pro players are going for the long run, staying in the game, because this is from Riot. This is not Gwent. They're not gonna give up. This is not Artifact, you know. All Through Artifact was like also a game they gave up on. While Steam, Valve, for example, Valve is a huge company, but this is still a big game with a big community, just not as big as Hearthstone, for example, or any other trading card games. It's not the issue with, you know, Legends of Runeterra per se. Legends of Runeterra needs a lot of time. The bigger issue is that Legends of Runeterra is just simply dying off. Like trading card games are dying off, right? So they need to find new innovative ways to actually promote the game. So for example, on League of Legends, imagine if they promoted Legends of Runeterra on League of Legends, if they did a crossover more. Imagine how many that players would get. There's just a small niche for card games, really, and there isn't a big niche for any other type of games, for example FPS. So what I'm thinking right now is they're gonna focus another 1 or 2 years on Valorant. And let's talk about player count. Well, player count for Legends of Runeterra is probably kind of stagnating. They never tell us the exact numbers, but if I were to guess, it would be around 5,000 to 20k concurrent players, so at the same time. That is definitely possible, that is very much likely, and I think that's pretty much great, right? These are some pretty good stats, to be honest. It's just that after they, you know, actually milk out Valorant, they will focus on Legends of Runeterra and esports and stuff like that. Right now they said they want to make the game super chill. They want to make the game, you know, pretty easy, pretty accessible for everyone, make the cards, you know, pretty easily off, and they don't make a lot of money from the store in that way because it's not pay to win. You get taxed so much easier than, you know, before. Really? Yeah, if you can get that. Like, they sell maybe a battle pass and that's it, right? With a few extra things. While in Valorant, when they make a battle pass, like, they sell a lot more copies. So it's worth it for them to focus on Valorant instead of Legends of Runeterra. Is the game gonna die? Nobody knows, but probably not. There's a 30% chance that the game will die and 70% chance that the game will thrive off. And why is that? Well, it's the first fresh, as I said, the first Riot ever. Riot is such a huge company. It's their first game to enter the mobile market. They're not gonna give up that easily, right? I think it's definitely looking good, to be honest. It's not looking bad, really. It's somewhere in the middle, if you get me. I guess there's multiple scenarios where something like that. I mean, okay, it's gonna go well. Trust me. If you're watching this in 2021, this video was probably useless, because if you're watching this by 2021 or 2022, that means the game is still alive and well, and it definitely should be. So hopefully we're gonna see some new updates. We're gonna see the game thriving. Anyway, this is Femin, sign out. Peace, guys.